everyone, it's Char from Char's Fascination, and today is another Spoopy story time, and it's a special one. It's a request from Jessica. If you haven't checked her out, I will link her in the description box and up here. So, I am using, so you guys know, I'm using the Glamnetic nails. These are not magnetic. Now, I was originally, so I can explain, I was originally going to find something from Hollow Taco. That's not from Hollow Taco, but that's kind of cool. But they were out of the nail polish, so I can do verses with that, but that's okay. My arms look weird in this, don't they? Maybe my upper arms aren't getting tan enough. But what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to select my nail sizes. That was too small for that. Select my nail size. Okay, we have an index. We have two index. I didn't know that was layered. Now, these are also sheer, so you can actually see through these. So, and I hadn't used these ones yet. My other nails kind of popped off, so there's the big both hands. So let me finish figuring out which ones fit what fingers, and then, okay, now that we have all the nails right here in front of us. Let me scoot you back a minute. There you go. Anyway, so like I was saying, this was a requested one from Jessica. And it's about something like super spoopy from my childhood. And I got to really thinking about that. She said something about, like something spoopy about her childhood. And seeing something that like spooked her, right? So there's all sorts of spoopiness going on. Make sure I got everything. Okay, I prepped my nails. I have done this. This box wasn't easy to open. I had to cut it open. Whatever, right? So that's that part. I did use the nail file to extra roughen the nails. You can probably tell. Like, hey, look, nailed it. So I got to thinking, because like I was telling a story about, living in places that were military housing. And the one in Pendleton specifically, right? Let me shut off the air. So anyway, before this glue dries. So I lived in Pendleton like most of my life growing up. Well, until I was 12. Okay. So I told you guys this story because like it's true. I don't tell big stories. Ooh, that's kind of pretty. Look at that. That's kind of pretty. Okay, back to the spookness. About the whole town and everything. But then, when you live in something that used to be housing, especially for like military personnel, in that town there happened to be several different sections that used to be housing for military personnel. Why does that one always go crooked? Let's fix that, and it didn't stay anyway. I don't know what's up with that. That's got some weird by itself. It didn't want to go on because it knew it was crooked. But okay. So back to the spooky story. Before the battery dies, the other battery ain't charged, but I gotta charge that. Okay. that turned out better. Okay, so we're living in this 5-bedroom place, right? 5-bedroom, 1.5 bath. And it was up in the place called Sargent City. So it was old barracks. You could even tell it was old barracks just by the layout. You knew it was old barracks. So I had the smallest room in the apartment, right? Like, I swear my room must have been the freaking pantry in this apartment because it was that small, but it was on the 2nd floor. Hold on, I have an important text coming in. Okay, so back to the spoopies. Spoopies. So like I was saying, I'm living, my bedroom is basically this old ass pantry, right? Because it's so small. And so basically barracks were like 2 different levels. And you had people living upstairs and downstairs. So you could even tell by the layout, like I said. I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm laying there, I'm just a little kid, And then all of a sudden, out of freaking nowhere, and by the way, these are pretty. They're pretty expensive, but they're also pretty. I don't have a code for you guys to use, but if you contact Glamnetic via Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, they will give you your own code to purchase for your first purchase and any other time. So you can do that. So this is Spoopy and Glamnetic. Spooping up some glam. So, okay. Let's get back to this. So, I'm just laying there minding my own, and I see like something, like most people say, out of the corner of their eye. Okay, so it's like, but when you're looking straight at it and the soldier is just standing there, nah. Now, as far as I know from the history of Sargent City, it was basically World War I or World War II barracks. It was in one of those world wars. I'm thinking to myself it was World War II because we had Turtletown over in Hermiston. So Pendleton had its own like weird shiitake going on. And crooked to you? That looks, who cares? That finger's crooked. So, oh my gosh, like this. Alright, Jessica, you're right. I do say weird things in my video. But, okay, so like this soldier shows up and like, can you imagine this? Like, you're in your pajamas and you're just trying to chill in your room and go to sleep because if you don't, your ass is going to get beat. If you do, your ass gets beat. No, that was my life, but I am who I am today. So I'm like, excuse me, what are you doing in my room and who are you? Because I thought maybe somebody got in and snuck into my room and hid at the foot of my bed because there wasn't like really much room for my bed. But I see the guy walk over to the closet area where I'm thinking, okay, maybe that's where some stuff was stored. Shit was stored there. And he reaches up and then he disappears. Like, what? I did not really sleep that night, and then there was this glow in my room, and I'm like, oh, please. But then after a while, I realized, I'm like, okay, this is just going to continue to scare me. Do I have to deal with this and just live with it? Of course I did. I was stuck in that room even after one of the kids moved out. So, I did not get no room upgrade at all, period. But then I come to find out a soldier had indeed died. A few soldiers had indeed died in that half of the barrack, right? Because do your research, that's how you find things out. And when you're a little kid, you're like, little kids aren't going to go look into, to search for this stuff. I'm telling you guys, these are pretty. They're expensive, but they're pretty. And there's plenty left in the thing for like redoing your nails a couple of times. So there might actually be enough glue in this for a couple of times. So that's okay. And I have more of these little tubes. So, back to the spoopness at hand. While trying to get this glue out and not on my hand. Just the finger. Give it the finger. Come on already. About time the glue just came out. Okay, so anyway, so I did my research, like I said, and I found out a few soldiers had passed away in that barrack. One of them, and this kind of makes sense now, right? Scary, spooky, yes. On why we would always see the soldier, or I would always see the soldier. I'm not sure if anybody else did, they wouldn't admit it. That the cook, their cook, had passed away. And he was found in what was my room. Is that scary? Yes. Yes, it is. It certainly is. These are pretty. Hold on. So, like I was saying, yeah, look at these nails. Okay. When you find out somebody literally died in your room when you're a little kid, right? Like, that's gonna spook the shit out of you. It's, being taken to the cemeteries weren't that bad for me, like, whatever. But when a soldier repeatedly, and I believe it was on the day that he died, is when he would come back. But eventually I learned to live with that. But when you're a little kid, and that happens, and then, you see stuff move in your room, and you can't figure out, like, why something scooted. My toy bench scooted. And I think it was because the soldier wanted the pantry goods. I mean, it kind of makes sense. Think about that. If you ever have anything that spoopy happen to you, yeah. I mean, I've seen shadow people. I've seen all sorts of spoopness. I do have a video called So I Have Answered a Request. And that one was like a hand sewing request. After 4 minutes into the video, you literally see shadow people behind me at the window. Yeah, there's that too. But there's so many other spoopy things, and I was like, which one was one of the weirdest spoopy things that happened to me when I was a kid? And I'm like, you know what? Let me tell this one. Because, like I said, when you're a little kid, you're, like, scared because you're trying to sleep in this room where the spoopy was. So let me know how spoopy your childhood may have been in the comments below. Please keep them decent. And I want everybody to stay happy, stay healthy, stay positive, and as always, stay blessed. And don't forget, stay spoopy. And I will see you in the next one. And again, happy birthday, Jessica!